Good morning, good morning, good morning. Another video in the Jarvis series. It is Friday, June 12th. Today is SpaceX IPO day. Let's see what happens with that. But nevertheless, what you see here is my latest up-to-date view that I use on TradingView. Um, it works out very well for me. I love it. So let me tell you exactly what happens. Okay. So first, the two bottom views, those are my external context layer, basically my biases, right? My biases. So bottom right is my hourly and my daily. So let me expand that. And what I normally do, first thing I look for is like, okay, what are these four candles looking like? This is the fractal model for the daily. As you can see, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then to the left is the hourly, right? So there's some things that it can show. What I see so far is Thursday had a small wick, decent, not too big of a wick, and mostly expansion, right? Thursday was an expansion. This is what you would call a C3 close. Okay, this was a C3 close. See, candle one, two, three, four. It's always like this: one, two, three, four. There was no sweep on Wednesday, so this was a C3 closure. Since it closed way above the equilibrium, this is where it starts on Friday. So Friday, you can expect some more um, upside movement, maybe as far as this wick here from Tuesday. This is the draw on liquidity here. Okay, probably it'll get to this point, go up a little higher, and then reverse. And then Friday could be, today could be the sweep day. We'll see what happens. Um, Well, actually, it wouldn't be the sweep day. The sweep day will probably be on by Monday. You'll probably know because if this goes up and comes down, then this gets crossed. So Thursday crosses over Friday, comes down, and then you got your sweep. But nevertheless, so for what I can see is all right. There's still some draw on liquidity that is trying to reach here from Tuesday. Okay, it is above the equilibrium, so I'm expecting some bullish movement. Even though this says bearish right now from 2 degrees, it does say bearish. But what I can see is there's this expansion candle that happened yesterday, which was green, and Friday's open is already green, right? And there's a wick here. So what happened was there was an open, came down, went back up. So that's telling you that this wick is already here. That means it went up, came down, went back up. So that means there's some movement here. It could be slow. Who knows? We'll see if it's gonna be a slow day. But the direction it looks like is this draw on liquidity here. Okay. Then I look for any bearish PTRs, bullish PTRs, and I just map it out. I draw it out on the hourly, and I just use this box to do that. And then I actually save the box as a template. So I got my POI 15-minute, POI hourly, different colors for each. So that way, when I'm on my execution, I will know which particular POI is from which particular time frame. Because this is all about fractals, right? Um, so for instance, like this guy, any IFVGs, I just draw some things around. What's currently active right now is this light green one. This dark green was disrespected, so it's not active, but it still exists, right? Because it's still on the chart. So as long as it's still on the chart, that means that's still a memory allocation for movement of price. So price can still come back down to this here and interact with this space. So that's my hourly. That's my hourly. To the left is my 4 hour and my 15-minute. So as you can see here, what do we see here? Sweep. The sweep happened. It was confirmed at 2 a.m. this morning. By the time this candle opened, it confirmed this sweep. Okay, so this is a bullish sweep. So what we're expecting in this C3 candle, even though it's kind of like down right now, we're expecting this C3 candle to go up. So that means expansion upwards for at least, at the very minimum, 4 hours. It's 8:32. So not much expansion going on here, to be honest with you, because it's still red. And we're actually underneath the open. We're not above it, so that's why it's red. So we still got about an hour and a half before it makes any kind of movement, but that's what we're expecting. Okay. Um, on this uh 1 hour, I mean, on this 15-minute to 4 hour fractal, right? Same thing we do for the 1 hour to daily. We just look for any points of interest. So currently there's a sweep. There's a sweep that's active. Normally with these sweeps, it will have a default deviation. And I know with 2 degrees, not 2 degrees, but with T trades, he basically goes to like, I think between -2 and -2.5. That's where he normally goes. All right. Um, draw on liquidity, if you're looking at the 4 hour, is kind of like here. There's not that much draw here. If you look at these 2 points, this is the draw on liquidity from the hourly. Okay, that takes it to like -1. Um, so we'll see what happens. Okay. There's your bullish IFVG here. Um, is there any other poise around here? Okay, there's a poi here. So let me go and get a box. Put a rectangle here. This particular bullish PTR is let's say bullish PTR. So this bullish PTR is sitting on top of this bearish PTR, which has a bullish inverted fair value gap within this bearish PTR. So you see this one big bear, two bulls, one bull on top, bull inside of the bottom of this bearish PTR. This is where this thing bounced from, as you can see here, and that's why this has a sweep. Okay. Um, so that's that. Now I get down to my execution. When I open up my execution, this is what I see now. There's your bullish PTR from your 15-minute time frame. This is my 15-minute fractal going against my 2 minute. So I execute on 2 minutes. This is my execution. So now you can see there's like three views here. This 2 minute is this 15-minute fractal. This 15-minute is this 4 hour fractal. And then this is the 1 hour to the daily. And that's all that I have. And that's all that I need, frankly. So now that I know when I'm getting down when I get to my execution, I know I am looking for, because the 4 hour already swept. So I'm looking for a change in state of delivery, CICD, which is a sweep, on my 2 minute, because the 15-minute fractal, the 4 hour fractal for the 15-minute execution already says that there was a sweep on the 4 hour. So I'm now looking for a sweep here, which I haven't seen yet. This might be something here, right? Because you can see it closed 816 confirmation, candle closed red. It opened, it's coming down with a wick, and then you want it to close up top. That's what will create that sweep. Um, but let's see. Right now, I don't see nothing. We're still in this sell signal. And here's where Jarvis comes in. Everything that I've been talking about right now has been fractals, right? So if you don't have the 2 degrees fractal model by T trades, then you can just use full Jarvis and just run off statistics. But What I like about this setup now is the fractal guides me on my bias, on where I need to be. Then Jarvis comes in with the analysis and the technicals. So I got the best of both worlds now, right? Look at how many indicators I have. This is all I need. I only got 7. Jarvis, the stat map, which is part of 2 degrees stat map that tells you where the resistance and support lines will be for intraday. The Bollinger Bands, can't go wrong with Bollinger Bands. Gives you an idea of the, that's what I use for my crossovers, when I need to do my crossover checks and stuff like that, crossover confirmations. Then I have my S&T, the inverted fair value gap, 2 degrees fractal model, obviously, and in this macro, basically, just when the macro runs. But that's basically it. So as you can see, this is still going. What am I expecting? A potential bounce here. Um, a potential bounce. So I do see a yellow line here. Let's see. Did it snatch this liquidity yet? No. So you see, this is still um let me see. I might have moved this by mistake. Let me delete this line. Yeah, it's an old, yes, yeah, it's an old line. My bad. It's an old line. So normally I draw these lines out, these horizontal lines, I draw it out just as a point of interest. These are all poise, right? Points of interest, points of interest, points of interest. That's what I draw out. The reason why this line is still here is because this liquidity, if you see, it never really took this out yet. So there is a potential that it could flip here and then still work its way back to Tuesday liquidity line. So yeah. So when it comes to the fractal model, right? This is normally what you set it up with, which is 4, right? Which is 4. But when I'm on my execution, I go back not just if you're using the 15-minute, I don't just go back an hour, I go back 2 hours. That way I get a better idea. So as you can see here, see, it's still going, right? It's dipping into the bullish PTR of the 15-minute, right? Um, so let's see what happens. This is the bullish PTR that it's in right now. Um, and it's in the center. There it is there. Sell signals firing on the 15-minute. This is what it's looking like on the execution up top. So that's what I use for context, confluence, right? Um, and I just wait. It's a waiting game because currently, from a daily perspective, this is looking like a little bit of an indecision. There is this bearish PTR here, but this is still a little bit above it, this line for Friday. Um, it looks like it could be turning into a fractal sweep. Don't know yet. Um, but again, it's all about fractals and you know how you want to enter execution wise. So for me, I'm just gonna sit out and wait to see what happens. Right now, in the span of 2 hours, look where we are. We are at the lowest point in 2 hours. Not the lowest point for the entire day, but 2 hours. Normally, with T trades, he only goes with 4 candles and that's it. I actually expand this a little bit more because I want to see if there's any more candles down here that it could try to do a draw on liquidity on. This is looking like possibly something here. It wicked at the bottom of the bullish PTR. It's still inside of this bullish PTR for the 15-minute. This is my bearish PTR for the hourly, right? There's your bullish bullish inverted fair value gap from the 15. minute execution. So this is the hour execution. This is the 15-minute execution, and I'm on the 2 minute. And I'm seeing a wick here. This is starting to come up. So we'll see what happens. But that's my morning. That's what I do. This is the breakdown. Um, Hope you enjoyed the video. More videos to come.